German fashion designer Karl Lagerfeld has died at the age of 85. Lagerfeld, who was creative director at Chanel, died in Paris after a number of weeks of ill health. He'd missed 2 Chanel haute couture shows in January, but the fashion house had simply said he was tired. Lagerfeld was born in Hamburg in 1933 and headed up Chanel's design team for more than 30 years. I'm joined in the studio. With me in the studio, the celebrity stylist Zoe Lem, who can tell me all about Karl Lagerfeld. Yeah, he had his own style, didn't he? You know, the white hair, the ponytail, the dark glasses, the turned-up collar. But what if I was looking at his fashion on other people would I remember him for?
Less of a style and more of a spirit in the way that he acted. He was revolutionary and everywhere he went because he was adapted, you know, went to different brands, Fendi and had his own brand. And he was fearless. I think the fearless risk-taking was what helped him evolve the brands that he worked at. So he brought in the double C at Chanel, the embroidered, which if we think, he was in 1980s when he started. So it was a long time he was at Chanel. So actually evolved quite a lot when we think about the tweed suits and the fabrication. But it always changed. He pushed boundaries.
Was it because he was enigmatic? Was it because he was slightly different to everybody else, and that there was a mystique around him that didn't necessarily apply to his work, but more to the man himself?
A bit of both. I mean, he created this kind of caricature of himself. So yeah, he created this caricature, and people recognised him as much as the work. But like I say, it's the work that he did within those brands that we forget. He transformed the collections every season, and we never quite knew what was going to come next.
Coco Chanel, he once said, would have been very frightened of him, or frightened of what he was doing to her name.
Well, he always said that she would have hated what he did. He came in 12 years after she died, and he just wasn't afraid to push things. So she had a slightly different style, and he pushed things. He moved it forwards, which brands need to. There's not very much of that. Everyone plays it safe.
Okay, he was a man in his 80s when he died. Who of the younger generation, those who are following him, who perhaps looked up to him, who are going to carry the torch for those who are unafraid to do something different?
There's few that do, and he always said, I'll never retire because there's no one else that can carry it on. But you have people like Henry Hollands that was, you know, never afraid to the slogans, to push things, had fun with it. I think when there's that young, fearless spirit of not taking it too seriously, then that will, you know, moves forwards. You get the fun and the prints from people like J.W. Anderson, but the cheekiness maybe with like a Henry Holland. So there's very few designers that are willing to push it because the retail and fashion market struggles as it is, and everyone's trying to play it safe and make the numbers, and he wasn't trying to do that.
So we appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you very much indeed. Well, still ahead here on TRT World, Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro says Donald Trump is acting as if he owns Venezuela and accuses the American president of giving a Nazi-style speech.